Jeff from Palms. I guess that's Palm Springs, maybe.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Welcome to Clean Radio. How are you?
Hello.
Great show. Great show.
Thank you, Jeff. Where's Palms, by the way?
Palms is National and Overland.
Oh, okay. Great pizza store over there.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yes,
I
sir.
love that show, Crime Story. Do you
Oh.
know, I can't find that anywhere. Not Hulu, not Netflix, not video.
Yeah, I think the only place you can get it, you can get it through Amazon.
Can you?
Yeah, they sell it on Amazon. They sell both years of the show.
I gotta buy it.
Yeah,
Great
I'm pretty
show.
sure it's Amazon. Yeah.
Plus, you can
No,
call up Tony now here and ask
Yeah.
to come over. He's got all the back episodes.
We actually do. Tony and I often go to his house and we watch. We do. It's a great show. And Jeff, maybe if you call a few more times, you'll be welcome to come too.
Well, you watch. I don't watch.
Yeah.
They're indelibly etched in my mind. And
You're not like Prince, who plays his own music in the background all the time. You don't
No,
know.
I mean the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
But Jeff, so you've been clean since the 4th of July, 1995.
Correct. I was homeless for 2 years before that, living in Spanish Harlem.
Oh,
Spanish Harlem. That's where I'm from.
125th and the FDR.
That's where I'm from.
I went to high school in 186th in Amsterdam.
I'm at
Jeff.
107th and 3rd.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
And I'm from England.
Andrew's from England via Ithaca, New York.
Yeah,
or
other way
reverse,
around.
Yeah.
Great. The best meetings.
Yeah.
I absolutely got clean. Doing the 90 meetings in 90 days. It literally saved my life. I mean that, and 3 open heart surgeries later.
Yeah. Wow.
And now I'm waiting for a liver transplant.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Oh,
I
goodness.
feel absolutely so blessed for being clean today because
Is that an effect?
I lost a lot of friends to HIV
Jeff, is
and other things, and I was definitely on my way out till I got clean.
and Jeff, is the liver? So people out there, is the liver? Is that an effect of the using of the heroin, or?
Yeah, it was. I would imagine. I mean, I have Hep C, so I would imagine it was the heroin or sharing needles. One of the two things.
And when's your
Although
surgery?
My friend had it, and we shared needles all the time.
Jeff, can I put you on hold for a second? We have to go out for a commercial break, but I want to finish this call with you and come right back. Is that okay?
Great.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Hang on. This is Clean Radio. We'll be back in a few minutes, and give it the number one more time.
The number is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. You're listening to cleanradio.com. The discussion continues at cleanradio.com. We're in the studio tonight with the amazing Anthony John Dennison. We'll be right back.
Are you struggling with an addiction that's ruining your life? Want to have a confidential conversation with a professional that will immediately assist you? Do you suspect a loved one is abusing drugs and would like a free drug testing kit and consultation? KLEAN Treatment Center is standing by right now to help those with addictions and the people who care about them. Call 888-601-6040. That's 888-601-6040. Or go to KLEAN Treatment Center, that's clean with a K, cleantreatmentcenter.com.
Welcome back to Clean Radio. Tonight's show is sponsored by treatmentline.com. I'd like to welcome back all our listeners out there. Go like us on Facebook at Facebook/Clean Radio. We're in the studio tonight with the amazingly talented Tony Dennison, star of the new show Major Crimes on TNT. It starts Monday night at 10. But let's get back to Jeff, who we have on line one. Go for it.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for waiting through the break.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
So you're.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, and maybe even listening right now that think that you have it under control and that it's not really interfering with your lifestyle. I mean, like I say, I was living beside the FDR under an overpass, and I still figure, well, hey man, I still have it going on. I've got my life under control. I just choose not to have a home. I spend the money on rent.
This is great, by the way, that we hear the ambulance
I know
behind
they're
you.
coming for him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like that. I understand heroin. That was my drug of choice, and it's got more physical hold over people than like cocaine or marijuana or alcohol.
How did you stop? That's what, Jeff. How did you stop?
They're all bad.
Well, I think, he's describing also, let me just say, he's describing the difference between physical addiction and then and psychological addiction.
Is heroin the most physically addictive drug?
Well, there's a lot of drugs, obviously, within the opiate class that are...
Not. Supposedly it's like Tuinals, pills.
Right,
methadone is a little more physically addicting.
Right, and these are all different forms and classes of opiates.
All pretty much in the same line.
Yeah, the real problem is...
It seems harder to kick pills than it does heroin.
Yeah, the real problem with physical addiction versus psychological addiction is that for a long time people believed that drugs that were psychologically addicting weren't really addicting. So you got, one of the most physically addicting drugs is tobacco. You see people try to quit.
I disagree.
Only from a smoker.
Yeah.
Right? So, but the psychological addiction has now taken on new credibility with research. We now are able to do CAT scans and MRIs and see actual physical changes in the brain from drugs that we thought were only psychologically addicting. And
like marijuana.
And what the difference was that the withdrawal effect from opiates like heroin is so dramatic that people saw that as fully physically addicting. And what we're finding out now is drugs that we thought were only psychologically addicting have a real physiological or actual physical effect on the brain that makes them the equivalent of being physically addicting.
Jeff, how did you get sober?
Well, I'll tell you, I was in my tent. It was the day after Thanksgiving, '94. I was in my tent.
The reason I'm laughing is because I have this visual. I went to high school in Washington Heights, and I know exactly where you're talking about. All of it, off the side of the FDR you're referring to, or
FDR and 125th.
Yeah.
The top corner of Spanish Harlem.
Yeah, I used to take the Harlem River Drive. Nobody's interested in out there how I got to high school every day, but yeah. So go on.
Well, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, it felt like I was having a heart attack. Like somebody was literally standing on my chest. I could not breathe. And I was really fortunate because the construction crew was working probably 3 blocks down the street. And I literally had to crawl on my hands and knees to get there. It took me about 20 minutes. And somebody called an ambulance, and they took me over to Mount Sinai. And like I say, I thought I was having a heart attack. It turned out I had endocarditis, which is a bacterial growth on your heart due to infections from either dirty water or the drugs, something to do with related to getting high.
And that's a lot of things that people don't realize.
I was fortunate. They took me in. Unfortunately, they tried to treat me with antibiotics for 6 months. I was in Mount Sinai because they figured if they just gave me the open heart surgery, I'd go right back out and get high again. So they were unsuccessful. And then I had my open heart surgery. My first, what turned out to be 3. And it sounds funny, but that saved my life. And that got me clean. I ended up coming out and getting high one more time. And then after that, that was it. I went to meetings and never got high again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you're thinking that, meetings won't work or, you're ashamed or you don't want to do it, just bring yourself in. Give it a try. I mean, you have your whole life ahead of you. That's
really, really inspirational, Jeff. I really want to thank you for calling in, and hopefully you keep listening. And we have some other people we want to talk to, but we would love to have you call back again and keep sharing your story of hope.